Recently we saw a snake coming through the graves, but it wasn't a Muslim section, it was next to us. I'd go back to the grave, and I remember once I saw a burrow, and the graves are 40 centimeters apart, 30 centimeters. I saw this big hole come out of the grave, and it was this big blue-tongued lizard. You know, a blue tongue, like they're like a goanna, big lizard, but it looked like a snake's head, you know? And it just popped out, and I was like freaking out, and it came straight out and it sat in the grave. It came from the grave next door. And I thought to myself, how am I gonna get rid of this? So I got the machine and I tried to get it, like scare it and it couldn't climb up 2 meters. And maybe it didn't know how to go back into the hole it came from. So I basically cut it in half and just pulled it out. And I looked at it and I said, man, where's this thing seen now? What has it seen? What has it heard? You know, because they got senses.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things I've seen. Recently we saw a snake coming through the graves, but it wasn't a Muslim section, it was next to us. It was a Russian Orthodox section actually. The snake was actually we took a photo of it. It came through the graves, trying to go through to another grave. And but I've never seen animals at the grave. I've never seen dogs, cats.
Well, it makes sense. So the Prophet ﷺ mentioned they hear the punishment of the graves.
And that's why you never see them.
It's terrifying to you. never see them sitting around there. It's terrifying to
It's
SubhanAllah. I mean, that's something actually I noticed too. Sometimes, because like my mother, she loved cats. So a lot of cats at the house. And like, they were, you know, grew up in a place where there were dogs. Yeah, Umhareda. We used to nickname her that actually. She'd just go outside and start playing with cats, like stray cats, and then they'd become like members of the household within a week or two. SubhanAllah. So. But I noticed when I'd go to the graveyard, and we had a lot of dogs around where we lived, but none of them were anywhere near the graves.
None of them.
Like they would stay away. And like that's when the Prophet ﷺ talks about like these things hear the punishment of the grave. Allah has spared you. They hear the punishment of the grave. Like, can you imagine, like, if they hear that, that's gonna...
We wouldn't bury our dead.
We wouldn't bury our dead, yeah.
That's what he said, SubhanAllah.
Yeah.
So, and another thing I tell people, you know, a lot of people, when I'm like giving a bit of a quick reminder at the cemetery is, you know, and hakum at the Catholic, you know, SubhanAllah. We're all competing on this earth, but when it comes to the cemetery, you never see an ATM machine. You never see any sort of transactions with currency there. There's nothing to buy there. You know, and that's one thing you notice, that it's such a bare, plain place, but it gives so much sakina to some believers. People go there and tell me, it is the only place I feel at ease, Ahmed. I feel at peace. When I get back out of those gates, it's just ugly.